Good morning, students. In today's class we are going to look at Bellman-Ford algorithm. It also comes under dynamic programming. So let us understand the theoretical concept of Bellman-Ford algorithm, and later we will see a problem based on this algorithm. The Bellman-Ford algorithm is used to find single source shortest path for a directed graph. It is used to find a single source shortest path, which means that given a source, you have to consider one vertex as a source vertex, and from that source vertex, you have to find the shortest path to all the other vertices. And the graph is a directed graph. So I hope you remember the same thing that we learned in previous classes. I've seen an algorithm called as a Dijkstra's algorithm. We have seen an algorithm called as Dijkstra's algorithm. So in Dijkstra's algorithm, we have seen the same thing. We have seen the single source shortest path algorithm. But the Dijkstra's algorithm contains only positive edges, weights with positive values. Whereas in the Bellman-Ford algorithm, even the negative weights are also considered. So second point tells that the graph may also contain negative lengths, but not negative cycles. The condition is there should not be a negative cycle. A cycle with a negative value should not be there. But there can be an edge of negative length. Okay, that is the difference between Bellman-Ford and Dijkstra's algorithm. Now, directly we go into the recurrence equation. Since it's a dynamic programming problem, it is based on the recurrence relation. The problem first gets solved for smaller subproblems, and the smaller subproblems are nothing but they are the recurrence problems. The same problem gets repeated on the smaller instances of the problem. Now, what is this recurrence equation? We will see. Dist means the distance. We have to calculate. We are supposed to calculate the distance of distance for all the vertices u starting from the source vertex v. V is considered as the source vertex. Starting from v, we have to calculate the distance to all the vertices, remaining vertices u. Okay, and what is this k? Let me tell you. See, if there are five vertices in a graph, for example, then what is the maximum edges that are considered in the maximum length to any vertex? For example, I'll take a diagram and tell. So this contains seven edges, seven vertices. Okay. From 1 to 2, from 1 to 2, it takes only one edge. From 1 to 3, it takes one edge. From 1 to 5, it takes two edges. Okay, similarly, what may be the maximum? What may be the maximum number of edges that may be there in any path? So for that, the answer is it is always k minus 1. K minus 1 means it is n minus 1. N minus 1 means the total number of vertices minus 1. Okay, so that many number of edges may be present in the in any of the paths from the source vertex to the destination vertex. It may be equal to k minus 1, or it may be lesser than k minus 1, and sometimes it may be equal to k also, but not greater than k. If it is greater than k, it means that there is a cycle in the graph. And if there is a cycle, which means that it should not be of negative length. Okay. These are the conditions. So what we just analyzed is that always the maximum number of edges that can be there is always n minus 1 or lesser than that. Maximum is n minus 1, and there can be lesser than n minus 1 edges. Now, let us see the recurrence relation. That is, dist of u is equal to min of dist of k minus 1 of u. That means if you want to calculate the distance of any vertex u, what you have to do is you have to calculate the distance. You have to calculate the distance that was calculated in the previous step. In the previous step means before reaching that vertex, what is the distance of the previous vertex? Okay, that one, and the minimum of the vertices that are adjacent. So this I will explain with the example. So while looking at the example, you can come to know how we can solve this. So this is the example problem. This is a directed edge. This contains 7 vertices, and there are some edges with negative length. There are some edges with negative lengths, and it is a directed graph. Now, for calculating the shortest path for this problem, we are supposed to write a table which contains n number of columns starting from 1 till n. N is the number of vertices. There are 7 vertices. So each column represents the vertex. And the row starts from 1 till n minus 1. It is the value of k. So it is the value of k. K takes the value from 1 till n minus 1. Okay, this is the table that we have to create, and we will see how to do this. I'll directly go to the worksheet, and using the worksheet I will make you explain how it is done. So we have to take a table like this, and it contains rows starting from 1 till n minus 1, and it contains columns starting from 1 till n. Okay. Now we are supposed to enter the first row. So let me see how to enter this. So the first row, what you are supposed to fill is, so these columns are nothing but distances. So distance of 1, distance of 2, distance of 3, distance of 4. So out of this, 1 is the source vertex. 1 is considered as the source vertex in this problem. So in this problem, we are supposed to consider any vertex as the source. So since we are using the usual convention, we use the less valued number as the source vertex. So 1 is the source here. So if it is a source, then the distance of that source is always 0. Distance of the source is always 0. What is the distance of 2? And what this k tells us, uh, k tells the number of edges in the path. So first we are considering all the path with number of edges as 1. Okay. So let us take 2. Distance of 2 with one edge. Distance of 2 with one edge is 6. So directly we can write the value of 6. Distance of 3 with one edge starting from source is 5. You can write the values directly. Distance of 4 using one edge starting from sources, it is 5. Distance of vertex 5 with one edge starting from 1. So starting from source vertex, within one edge you cannot reach 5. Okay, so that is why it is put as infinity. It is infinity. Distance of 6 also cannot be reached with one edge, therefore it is also infinity. 7 also cannot be reached with one edge, therefore it is also infinity. Now coming to the next step. Now the k is 2. K is equal to 2 means what? Now the number of edges are 2. In the path, the number of edges are 2. So now we are going stepwise. Okay, first we have taken the distance of all the vertices when the number of edges is 1. So next we will consider the number of edges 2 from the source vertex to a destination vertex, and we will write the distance of each vertices. So distance of 1, since it is the source vertex, it is 0, no change in that. Now we have to calculate. Now we have to calculate the distance of 2. Now before calculating this to what we are supposed to do is we have to check which are the vertices that are adjacent on 2. Which are the vertices adjacent on 2. So the vertices adjacent on 2 is 1 and 3. 1 and 3 are the vertices that are adjacent to 2. Okay, that means adjacent to 2 means uh, from which vertex 2 are having the incoming edges. Okay, for 2 from 1 and 3 there are incoming edges, so you should look at the incoming edges. So only these two vertices you should consider. Only these two vertices you are supposed to consider. Let us write the equation. So now we are considering k is equal to 2, therefore you should write dist of 2 of 2. Dist of 2 means this 2 gives the value of k, this 2 gives the value of k, and this 2 is the vertex name. It is min of what is the actual what is the value of the distance of 2 in the previous step. In the previous step it is 6. You should consider that 6 comma, and which are the vertices that have incoming edges, from which vertices incoming edges are there, from 1 and 3. Let us take 1. So what is the previous value of 1? It is 0. 0 plus what is the edge from 1 to 2? It is 6 comma, which is the one more vertex from which there is an edge. From 3 there is an edge. Therefore what is the value of previous value of 3? Previous value of 3 is 5. 5. Then from that 3, what is the cost to 2? It is minus 2. It is minus 2. Out of 3, which is minimum? Minimum is 3. So the value of this is 3. Next, distance of 3. Distance of 3, this vertex. So first what we should do, we should write this the value of the previous step. What is the distance of 3 in the previous step? It is 5. It is 5. Okay, now look at on 3, which are the vertices that are adjacent, edges that are adjacent. There are two edges that are adjacent from 1 and 4. So let us consider 1 first. So what is the cost of 1? Cost of 1 in the previous step is 0. So write 0 plus what is the edge cost from 1 to 3? It is 5 comma, what is the which is the other vertex? Other vertex is 4. What is the cost of vertex number 4 in the previous step? It is 5. It is 5. Then what is the cost of edge? It is minus 2. From 4 to 3 it is minus 2. 5 minus 2 is equal to, so which is the minimum value? Once again it is 3. So I'll write it as 3 here. So next I have to calculate this value. That is dist of 4. Dist of 4 we should calculate. So how to calculate this? Is equal to min of what is the previous value of 4? Previously it contains 5. For write 5 here and see which are the edges that are adjacent on this, incident on this. So this edge is incident, starting from vertex number 1. There is only 1. So what is the cost of 1 in the previous step? It is 0. 0 plus what is the cost of the edge? It is 5. It is 0 plus 5. Since there is only one edge, you can write the answer here directly. It is 5. Minimum is 5 itself. There is no change in that. The next step, list of 4, list of 5. List of 5 is equal to min of, what is the previous value of 5? It is infinity. Previous value is infinity. Okay, comma. See which are the edges that are incident. So there are two edges. One is from 2, other one is from 3. From 2 and 3, two edges are incident. What is the cost of 2 in the previous step? Cost of 2 in previous step is 6. 6 plus, sorry, 6 and this one, 6 minus 1. It is 6 minus 1, comma, which is the one more vertex that is incident. It is from 3. What is the cost of, what is the distance of 3 in the previous step? It is 5. So 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1. The minimum is 5. The minimum is 5. I'll write 5 here. The distance of 6. Let us see how to calculate the distance of 6. Is equal to min of. What is the distance of 6 in the previous step? It is infinity. Okay, then see which are the edges that are incident on 6. So there is only one, that is from vertex number 4. What is the distance of 4 in the previous step? It is 5. So 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. Write 4 here. So last one, 7. Dist of 7 is equal to min of, the previous value is infinity. The previous value is infinity. If you look at the table, 7, it contains infinity in the previous step. Next, for 7, which are the vertices, which are the edges that are incident? So one edge is from 5, other one is from 6. So first take 5. What is the cost of, what is the distance of 5 in the previous step? It is infinity plus 3. Infinity plus 3. So it is infinity plus 3, comma. What is the other one? It is 6. What is the cost of 6? Once again, infinity, infinity plus 3. Same value. So what is the value? Value is once again an infinity. Because the minimum is infinity itself. Okay, directly we can write here, write infinity here. So this is the completion of row 2, second row, when k is equal to 2. Now we have to calculate the same thing when k is equal to 3 for all the vertices. So one is always, distance of 1 is always 0, no change in that. Distance of 2, I will push this downwards. So now it is dist 3, k value is 3, calculate the distance of 2. This is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7. Now let us see how to do this. Dist of 2. Dist of 2 is equal to the same formula. Min of what is the value in the previous step for 2? It is 3. Right? 3 here. And see which are the vertices that have see which are the edges that are incident on 2, on the vertex number 2, which are the edges incident. So these two are incident on the vertex number 2. So therefore once again do the same procedure. So cost of 1 is 0, 0 plus 6. Write 0 plus 6 here, comma. One more is from 3. What is the what is the distance of 3 in the previous step? It is 3. So 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2. So now the minimum is 1. So I'll write 1 here. Next, dist of 3. Dist of 3 is min of what is the previous value of 3 in the previous step? Distance is 3 itself. Okay. Comma. Which are the vertices adjacent on 3? Which are the edges incident on 3? One is from 1, other one is from 4. So from 1. So it is 1 always has the value 0 in the previous step. 0 plus 5 is 1 value, comma, which is the other vertex from 4. So what is the value of 4 in the previous step? It is 5. Always you should see the previous step values. Okay. 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2. Which is minimum. 3 itself is minimum. No changes in that. Okay. Next, dist of 4. Dist of 4. Min of what is the previous value of 4? Previous value of 4 is 5. Write 5 as it is. Which are the edges that are incident? Which are the edges that are incident on this 4? On 4, only one edge is incident is from 1. So 1's previous value is 0, that is 0 plus 5. Next, dist 3 of 5. What is the previous value of 5? It is 5 itself. Look at the table. It is 5. Next, which are the edges incident on 5? There are two edges. So one is from 2, other one is from 3. What is the previous value of 2? Previous value of 2 is 3. 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is one value. And one more is from 3. What is the previous value of 3? It is also 3. So 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1. What is the minimum value? It is 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So distance of 5 is 2. Distance of 6. Distance of 6. Once again the same formula. Write the previous value of 6. Previous value of 6 is 4. It is 4. And see which are the edges incident on 6. On 6 only one edge is incident. Only one edge is incident. That edge is this one from 4 to 6. What is the previous value of 4? Previous value of 4 is 5. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. So similarly, dist of 7. So 7, what 7 contains previously? 7 contains are the two Which are the edges incident on 7? There are two edges. One is from 5, other one is from 6. Let us take 5 first. What is the previous value of 5? It is 5. So 5 plus 3. One value is 5 plus 3. Comma. Comma. Which is the other edge incident? It is from 6. It is from 6. Therefore, what is the previous value of 6? It is 4. 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3. What is the minimum value we got? 7. So enter 7 here. What is for 6? For 6 we have calculated as 4. So let us compare the values. 3 0 1 3 5 2 4 7 0 1 3 5 2 4. Yes, we got the answer for the row where k is 3. Similarly, we have to do it for k is equal to 4. So when you look at the table, so once you are at the last step, when k is equal to 3, so whatever values you get in the last step, so these are the values that indicates the shortest path, shortest path from vertex number 1, that is the source vertex, to every other vertex. From 1 to 2, it is length is 1. From 1 to 3, the path length is 3. From 1 to 4, the path length is 5. From 1 to 5, the path length is 0. So from 1 to 5, this path it takes. So since it has negative values, this 5 gets subtracted by 5 and it becomes 0. 5 to 1 to 6 is 4. 1 to 6 is 4. 5 minus 1. And 1 to 7 is 3. 1 to 7. So this path it takes 5. It becomes 0 here. Then it comes to 7. So it is only 3. Path length is 3. So this is how the path length of every vertex, distance to every vertex starting from the source vertex is calculated. Now if you look at the formula, now we can understand this. So distance of u for the current value of k is equal to, so k represents the number of edges, is equal to min of dist of k minus 1 for the same vertex. That means k minus 1 means in the previous step. In the previous step, whatever the value was there, so that is considered. Comma. The remaining, which vertices we are considering as remaining vertices? So we are considering only those vertices from which the edges are incident on u, from which there is an edge, okay, to u. So we are considering that and we are calculating its cost, its distance plus cost from I. If I take I as the vertex that is adjacent, that means that have an edge that have an edge to u. Okay, so the distance of that vertex and the cost from that vertex to the destination, that is u. So this for the same formula we have considered, and I takes different values. Those different values are the number vertices number from which there is an edge to u. So based on this, there is an algorithm. Let us see this algorithm. It is very simple, and we will wind up at the time. The last few minutes left. I will try to cover it. For I is equal to 1 to n. Okay, starting from 1 to n, do we have to initialize. What we have to initialize? The distance of I is nothing but cost of v comma I. So how to enter the first row? The first row, it is nothing but the values from the cost matrix. Whatever that is, whatever the values of the cost matrix is there for each vertices, so that will be put. What is the distance from 1 to 2? What is the distance from 1 to 3? From 1 to 4? From 1 to 5? From 1 to 6? So that we will get from the cost matrix. So that those values are put in the first row. That is this. We are initializing the cost to the distance of each vertex. For k is equal to 2 to n minus 1, that is starting from the second row, that is k is equal to 2 to n minus 1. 7 minus 1 is 6. So we need one for loop, and within each for loop, within that for loop, what we are supposed to do in each iteration? For each u means for each column, for each column, For each column, what you're supposed to do is you are supposed to calculate the distance. So how to calculate the distance for each column? For each u such that u is not equal to v, that means that u should not be equal to the source vertex. So that is why we are not considering this for calculation. 1 is always set to 0. And u has at least one incoming edge. That means we are identifying the vertex from which there is an incoming edge. So I explained that in the diagram. So if I consider 2, I should see from which vertex we have an incoming edge. There is a incoming edge from 1 and 3. So these are considered as the u. Sorry, it is considered as the I. Okay, and for each I in the graph, you have to compare the distance. So whether distance of u is greater than distance of I, that means whether the older value itself is greater for 2, or whether coming via some other vertex is greater. Okay, so that we have to check. And if it is greater, if the current value is greater, then whichever is minimum, that we have to update. We are considering minimum. So since we are considering minimum, so if it is greater than, then we have to update with the minimum value that gives the cost distance of to that particular vertex. So this is the algorithm for the Bellman-Ford problem.